Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're back on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 9 and we're currently over here in the Hermit Hills ready to start recording another video. Now as you can see, we are standing just outside the new sugarcane farm building that we built at the end of the previous episode. This is something that I've been looking forward to because we're now going to open up that chest and take a look at how much sugarcane we have managed to get in the past 4 days. I haven't played on Hermitcraft for 4 days now, which is quite a long time. I've had a very busy weekend indeed. So let's head over to the chest and let's take a look. And oh, wow, okay, we have filled up the chest. That is not good news. That means that we need to build a new storage system, because otherwise we're going to be causing all sorts of lag and we're going to be wasting resources, which definitely isn't a good thing. So yeah, we're going to need to start up a new system for storing the sugarcane. I guess that could be a plan for a future episode, because I was not expecting that. Seriously, I cannot believe how much sugarcane has been produced by that farm already. That is mad. I tell you what guys, that news has put me in an even better mood than I was in before, and I was already in a pretty good mood. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, you will know that I got myself a new camera lens today. I'm a bit of a self-confessed camera nerd. In fact, I'm a bit of a self-confessed video quality nerd. That is why I put so much time into editing my videos, why I put so much time and effort into my audio quality, why I have my good microphone, and I do all of that crazy stuff with my pillows to achieve no reverb. That takes quite a lot of time and effort, but now I've got myself a new camera lens that is going on my digital SLR, and that should hopefully make all of the shots and all of the video footage for the second channel 10 million times better. Now, I have recorded an unboxing and first impressions video of my Sigma 18 to 35mm f1.8 lens, and that is going up on Wednesday, which means it will have been released yesterday for you guys, because these Hermitcraft episodes go out on Thursdays. Now, I haven't actually finished editing the video together yet, but so far I can safely say it is definitely one of my best produced videos. I've put a lot of time and effort into getting all the shots that I wanted, and so far the edit is looking absolutely brilliant. Definitely one of my best pieces of work, and hopefully I'll remember to put a link to that video on the screen or somewhere in the description so you can check that out, because really it is definitely worth a watch. Even if you're not into cameras or anything like that, I would suggest watching it just because it will be a pretty decent video. I'm very happy with it so far. I'm quite proud of what I've managed to do, and I'm sure you will all want to check it out. A link to that will be on the screen and also in the description, and of course also on the second channel. Now, it's just come to my attention that I spoke for way too long there without doing anything, so let's crack straight on and do one of these mining challenges. Today is going to be a little bit different because we're going to be doing the mining challenge in the Nether. I'm going to be aiming to get loads upon loads of Nether Quartz, because I'm going to need it for some of the builds that I'm going to be doing today, which is very exciting because I don't often build with Nether Quartz, so this is completely new to me. So let me know down in the comment section how much Nether Quartz you think I'm going to be getting within 1 hour of mining. Now, this is a little bit strange for me because I've actually already done the mining session, but I thought I'd record this clip, then do the awesome mining time lapse that you guys seem to really enjoy, and then I'll give you the results in a couple of seconds. Alright, so I have placed down all of the quartz that I managed to mine with my Silk Touch pickaxe. As you can see, it has taken a bit of a beating. We have pretty much run out of Silk Touch now, which is a bit of a shame, but look at this. Look at the amount of Nether Quartz I have managed to get. I'm very scared of the Nether myself, and I don't tend to go out there. Generally speaking, if I wanted quartz on the old version of the Hermitcraft, I would ask the Exhumer to go out there and get it for me, and then I'd pay him back in diamonds. But look at it. I've actually managed to do it. I used a strip mining technique, which was quite simple. I just went up to the roof of the Nether and then just went straight across, just mining as I normally would to get resources. And I managed to get a roundabout 9 stacks of Nether Quartz. So, I guess it is now time for me to grab my Fortune 3 pickaxe, and we're going to monster on through this and see how much Nether Quartz we can get. I'm around about halfway through mining out the block, and I have to say, so far, it has been a little bit disappointing. I thought that you got a lot more Nether Quartz per ore. I only just realised that it is actually only 1 per ore if you use a regular diamond pickaxe, and then you get a little bit extra when you use Fortune 3, which of course I am using. All in all, I'm a little bit worried that we aren't actually going to have enough Nether Quartz to do the project that I want to do today, which would be very, very bad news indeed. Thanks to that 1 hour mining session, we managed to get all of the quartz ore that you just saw. Then using my Fortune 3 pickaxe, we went right on through and we managed to mine it all away. And from all of that, we have managed to get just under 2 stacks of Nether Quartz blocks. Now, is that good? I don't know if that's good. That's probably not particularly good. 1 full hour of work to get just under 2 stacks of blocks probably isn't perfect, especially considering I'm going to need a fairly large number of blocks to produce this project. I mean, I'm looking at all the builds around here. A lot of people seem to be using Nether Quartz. For example, you can see this bridge all made of Nether Quartz. The entire Crown Hall, I mean, some of that has just got Nether Quartz all over it. What are the Hermits doing to get all of that stuff? Maybe I'm using the wrong technique or doing the wrong thing there, because I seem to be really struggling to get a decent amount of Nether Quartz. So if I am doing this wrong, please let me know down in the comment section of a better way of doing it. But this is what I've managed to achieve, and like I say, it is just under 2 full stacks of Nether Quartz blocks, which should be okay. It should be just about okay to complete the project that I have planned for today's episode, and it is a really awesome project because we're going to be building the new, all brand new, brand spanking new Redstone Consultancy on the Hermitcraft Series 3 world, which is very exciting indeed. As you know, I had the Redstone Consultancy on the previous world and it was very popular, and I'm excited to get it up and running once again. So I've built a design for the shop. Let's hop into my testing world and I'll give it a show to you. So we are here in the redstone testing world, but we aren't going to be doing any redstone in today's video because instead we are going to be doing a little bit of building. This is the new Redstone Consultancy. As you can see, it is very different from the one that I built on the previous Hermitcraft server. This one is ultra modern and a little bit upper class. It looks quite fancy and very, very expensive indeed. And this is inspired actually by my recent trip to New York. I was chatting to some people beforehand about what I should go and see, and a load of people were saying, oh, you should go to the Apple Store. The Apple Store is amazing. Now, I don't generally use that many Apple products. I mean, I do have a few of them, but I don't generally use Apple products. So I was thinking, why on earth is everyone telling me to go to the Apple Store in New York? How special can it be? But essentially what it is, it's a big glass box, and you walk inside, it's completely empty, and there's just a spiral staircase that takes you down into the shop floor, and I think that is really awesome. It's an awesome shop design. Say what you like about their products, but their shop in New York is definitely very cool. So I thought I would try and recreate that a little bit in Minecraft. As you can see, we have got the big glass box. On the side, we have got the MJ logo. This isn't particularly legible. You can't really tell what it says, but that's the sort of ultra-modern logo design I can imagine a company like this would use. But anyway, if we head inside, we just head over to this iron door here. We've got the IMJ apple right there. We walk straight on through and then down into the bottom, and this is the Redstone Consultancy. We've got a little Redstone Consultancy sign there, and this is where you place in all of the requests. Now, my idea is that it's pretty much empty. There isn't much going on. Much like Apple stores, you know, they're very minimal. They don't have much going on in terms of decoration and things, and I think it looks really cool. I'm quite happy with the way it looks. It's a little bit different. It's something that I don't usually do in Minecraft, so I've had to push the boat out just a tiny bit here, but I'm fairly happy with the end result, and I think it will look really cool in Hermit Hills. So you probably can't tell too easily, but I've actually had to do quite a bit of terraforming here to make way for our little store that we're going to be building. So we're going to be building this right next to where the pumpkin and melon farms are. Now, these little pumpkins here represent where the quartz pillars are going to be going. They're going to be going upwards from this point here, then they're going to be arching over to that side, and they're going to be going up from there and arching over the build just like that. Now, I feel like this is a pretty good location for our little store. It's not too in the way. There's not going to be many passing hermits, and no one's going to be inconvenienced by it. It's a fairly small little build as well, so I think it will fit right in. I think it will look absolutely fine, and I'm quite excited to start building it. So I'm going to start chucking down the blocks, and we'll see how it looks. Oh, well, I feel like an idiot. We have got loads of Nether Quartz. Oh, I thought it was 9 Nether Quartz per block. Well, this is amazing. Alright, well, that is like Christmas came early. We have got tons of Nether Quartz blocks. Ignore everything that I said earlier on. I was completely wrong on that one. Forgot the crafting recipe. That just shows you I never ever use Nether Quartz, and this is brilliant. We can get so much done now. So the wireframe is now in place. I have placed in all of those blocks there so we can get a rough idea of how this thing's going to look. And first impressions are, looks a little bit empty, looks a little bit naked, but I quite like the idea of it. I mean, sure, it is just the beginning stages, and I'm a bit nervous that it doesn't particularly fit in quite so well with the environment as I first imagined. But it's all good. It's all okay. I'm happy with it. I think it looks alright. It's coming along nicely. We've actually got a build going up. I mean, of course, it's going to be the definition of a white elephant. It's a big build, and it's made of all white blocks. I mean, sure, it's not quite as big as that build, and it's probably a little bit whiter, but it's definitely not quite as noticeable as that. But it is going to be quite a white elephant on the landscape, so I'm going to try and do my best to make things nice and subtle, I suppose, and using the white stained glass should help out, because that will add an inside area, a nice bit of filler, so that it doesn't look quite so naked, because currently, I'll be the first one to say it, it does look just a little bit silly right now. So what I'm going to do is head off into the desert. We need to gather up some sand so that we can start making that white stained glass. You know what, guys? I'm going to let you in on a tiny little bit of a secret. I am super excited for when the day comes that I feel like I can start up recording an episode, and I know that I have got all of the resources gathered ready to do that project. Now, what I mean by this is that, generally speaking, when you've been playing on a world for a while, you have pretty much all of the items that you will need from that point on. So it means that you can start up a project, you can just take a look in your chests, and generally everything that you need is going to be there for you. Obviously, with this only being episode 9 on this world, I am nowhere near that stage yet, but I really do miss those times. It was so good to be able to open up my chest and just see all of the items that I need to do that episode. That was a lot of fun back in the day, and I'm working towards it. I'm gathering up all of the resources, and as you can see, we are currently gathering a ton of sand, so that in the future, if I ever need glass, I'll be able to smelt some up, but it is a bit of a long process, and resource gathering isn't something that I've ever found particularly fun. This might be one of those strange builds, one of those really very annoying builds that looks 10 times better on a flat world. Such as my redstone testing world, it's a completely flat environment. There's nothing going on behind it, there's nothing going on around it. And there, I thought it looked really cool. But right now, where I'm building it on the Hermitcraft server, it looks a little bit odd. Am I the only one that thinks it looks a little bit strange right now? It doesn't look quite as good as it does in my redstone testing world. Obviously, it's not finished, it doesn't have the bits on the sides, but it looks a little bit too slim. I think that might be my main problem here. It looks like it's too slim. Maybe what I need to do is I might need to increase the width of the build, perhaps give it a few extra of these borders. If we give it one extra, then that means that the entrance will be on a pillar, which means we can't do that. So we'd have to give it 2 extra, which would put it out over to here. There'd be one here, and then there'd be one over here. We need tons more glass as well, but would that improve the look? I think that might improve the look. We might have to increase the size of this build just to make it look a little bit better, because right now, it looks pretty odd, I have to admit. So the frame for the extra part is now put in place, and immediately that looks just a little bit better than it did beforehand. I think before it was a little bit too thin for the heights that it was, and that made the proportions look a little bit strange. So now it is looking good, and the entrance is going to be going straight in here. We're going to be keeping the 3 wide staircase going down into the bottom room. Pretty much everything else is going to be kept the same. It's just going to be a tiny bit larger. So now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to remove all of this glass here. But before we do, I suppose I'm going to have to repair my pickaxe, because that is definitely on the way out. I've begun working on the interior section of our massive new store. I mean, this place is super spacious. Obviously, that is helped by the fact that it is very open. There isn't much going on in here. It is meant to be just a big open space, which I really like. And actually, if we take a look at it quickly from the outside, because you haven't seen it all with the glass in place, it is looking 10 times better than it was beforehand. We still need to do the little logos on either side, but other than that, it is pretty much good to go on the exterior section. So the interior is going pretty nicely. We have got the staircase going down. That is going to be leading into the proper Redstone Consultancy room. But lo and behold, because it is only episode 9, once again, we have run out of resources. We need to get ourselves some clay for these side walls here, because I really like the colour of clay. I don't know why, it's just something that I recently noticed, and I quite like it. It's got a fairly nice texture as well, so I thought I might as well use it in the walls, and it came out quite nicely. But yeah, we're going to need to gather up some of that now. Oh, brill. So I'm currently in the process of clearing out the area underneath the Redstone Consultancy so that we can actually build the Redstone Consultancy, somewhere to do all of the Redstone Consultancy things. And I am sort of regretting doing this whole area because, as you can see, it's quite a large space, but my biggest regret so far is using clay. Clay is very, very difficult to get lots of. I have noticed that straight away. I was out gathering it up for around about 20 minutes, and I managed to gather up all of this stuff here, and 37. 20 minutes took all of this, and that as well, plus 37. That's not very much, is it? And I've got to fill this entire room. Every single wall needs to have clay on it. It's going to take a very, very long time to gather up all of those resources. It seems like I spend about 90% of my time recording these videos actually gathering up the resources that I need to do the projects that I want to do in the episodes. Most of that is done off camera, so all you're really seeing is you're seeing me build it, whereas at least 60% is me off out somewhere mining or gathering up things. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that little bit of information. It is time to continue mining and continue finding clay. Things are coming along fairly nicely down at the bottom of the Redstone Consultancy. To get things started, we have got the birch wood floor in place. That is done, and it is looking fine and dandy. And then we have all of the half slabs in going around the room. Of course, we have got those half slabs in. This wouldn't be a mumbo jumbo build if we didn't have a few stone slabs about the place. And then we have got most of the clay. We have the clay here, here, this wall, and this wall mostly done. We have 3 more bits of clay to do there, and then this entire wall. Now this is the biggest wall in the room, so that means it is going to require the most clay, but it definitely feels like we are making some serious progress now, and we are on our way to completing this project. And one thing that I've just remembered is that we have also done the roof. Now, in the one that I had in my redstone testing world, we used glowstone, and I didn't actually have any of that. And the thing is that I've spent so long in this episode gathering up resources, I thought for now I'll chuck in some pumpkin lighting. I don't know if I'm even going to keep it. I might actually put it up by 1 block, just because at the minute it feels a little bit low down, a little bit low on the old ceiling. So it's not 100% permanent, but I just thought I'd put it in as placeholders and a nice way to light up this room. But anyway, what we have to do now is we have got to chuck in all of the clay around here once I've gathered it all up, and then do all of the tables, all of the consultancy stuff, all of the renaming of items, and also we still need to do those 2 logos on either side. But we're getting it done, and it's all going well. So the inside area is now entirely complete. Funnily enough, that has definitely taken the longest out of everything that I have done in this build. Gathering up all of the clay to cover in all of these walls took a very long time, and now that it's done, I'm actually quite happy with the way that it looks. Damn it! Oh, there is some left. Oh, I thought I was all done. There I was thinking that I had all finished, but there we go. We'll chuck in the clay there, and that is now this whole room complete. So there we go. That is how it looks, and it looks really quite cool. I don't know why I've never thought of using clay as a raw form before, but it looks awesome. Maybe you lot are going to disagree with me in the comment section here, but with all of these colours that I'm using in this room, with the half slabs, we've got the birch wood, we've got the quartz, and then the clay definitely stands out as quite a nice colour to use in this sort of room. Maybe I'm just going mad. Maybe I've been playing Minecraft for so long today, gathering up resources, doing all the mining, doing all of that stuff. Maybe I've just started to go absolutely batty, but I'd say it looks pretty cool. So that is the outside of the store. We still need to do the few little details. We need to do the logo and then the item renaming, but that can all be done very quickly. So I'm excited. It's all getting done, and that has put a big smile on my face. Time to rename our 3 items that are going to be going into the item frame. So first off, we need to rename one of them to IMJ. That is going to be the official name of the store. There we go. That looks pretty good. I should probably come out of F3H mode just because that makes things look a little bit silly. So next up, we need to make one that says Redstone Consultancy, and I have absolutely no idea how you spell consultancy, but I believe that is on the right lines, so we'll just roll with that one. And finally, we need one that says place your items here. Now let's see how long we can make this. Place your items here. Ooh, okay, it looks like I can't have capital letters there. Place your items here. Right, okay, we've just about got enough space. So there we go. Those are the 3 items. Now we have to place them in the item frames above the various things. So the IMJ one, I believe, will go above the door. The Redstone Consultancy will go in the little room. And then, of course, the place your items here will go above the chest. Final touches now. Come on, we are on the home straight. Let's get this done. Just chucking down the iron door there. We're going to be using a weighted pressure plate because that looks a little bit more fashionable. And if we just head inside, we are going to need to remove these 2 bits of ice here. And we're going to be chucking down our stone buttons. Stone because it looks a little bit cooler. Wood probably wouldn't suit the style here. But that is everything now complete. We have got the little signs. They're looking good. And if we head round this side, you will see that I have got the new fancy logos on the sides of the store. So that is looking really cool. If we just take out this block here, and we need to replace that with the singular piece of dirt that I for some reason have in my inventory. I'm glad that I had that, because that has now finished up the build. We don't have any more stone around here. I suppose I should probably get rid of all of the blocks that meet the side of the build, but I'm not going to worry about that too much because they don't really look that bad. But there is the logo on the other side. It's been reflected, so it's M and then the J with the extended tail. Don't know why, but I think it looks alright. I think that looks okay. It's a cool looking little logo that we've created for this little store that totally doesn't really exist, so I don't know why I'm worrying so much about this little logo. But anyway, if we just head inside, you've seen all of this before. Once again, it is just the exact same room, but we have now got the signs, Redstone Consultancy, and place your items in here. So hopefully some of the hermits drop by and they drop in some requests for redstone builds they want me to build. Very excited to do some of those because that should be good fun. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.